local variable. So local variable is what? Local variable is defining a variable inside the function. Defining a variable inside the function. Now you know what is function. Now you know what is function. We can access local variables. We can access local variable directly. We can access local variable directly. Local variables. Local variables can be accessed only within the function. Only within the function. We can't. We can't access local variables outside the function. From outside the function. From outside the function. Yes. So local variable is what? Which defining a variable inside the function. Defining a variable inside the function. So let's say I have one function named as what? Def test. Def test, or let's say I have def sum. Def sum, and here I am printing a is equal to 20. Here I am assigning a value a is equal to 20, and I am printing this. I am printing this variable. I am printing this variable with printing this variable like a value. A value is comma a, and then I am calling this function like sum. I'm calling this function like sum. This is my program. This is my program. So what I'm saying is any variable inside the function will known as a local variable. Any variable inside the function is known as a local variable. The local variable. Now open this local variable. Now I simply copy this and paste. Okay. So what this variable is, a is equal to 20. So the scope of this a is equal to 20 will be from inside this function only. Inside this function only. So when I am trying to call this function by calling the file local variable.py, it will give me the value as 20. It will give me the value as a 20. So the scope of this variable will be inside this function only. If I try to access this variable outside of this function, if I try to access this variable outside of this function, then it will give me error. A value outside a value outside function. A value outside function, then it will give me the error. Then it will give me the error is what? A is undefined. The error will be what? A is undefined. A is undefined. A is undefined. Why A is undefined? The error will come because the scope of this A is inside this function only. So all the line of statement inside this function only knows what is A. Outside of this A, there is no significance. Outside of this function, there is no significance of A. So when we are calling sum, the sum function will call, it will print a is equal to a value is 20, and next line when we are trying to print this statement a values outside function, it will give me the error. So the output will be what? Output will be a value is 10, a value is 20, and in next line the error will come. So 20, this line will print, but on this line we will have the error. So here you can see that a value is 20 is printing, but as soon as I am trying to print the value of a outside of this function, so it is saying that name is not defined. Name is undefined. Yeah, not defined. Okay, name is not defined or name is undefined. Okay, so undefined and not defined is same. Okay, so def sum. So now why it is not printing here? because the scope of this local variable is inside this function only. So those kind of variable which is defining, which is declaring inside the function, those are known as a local variable, and the scope of this local variable is inside this function only, inside this function only. Those are known as a local variable, those are known as a local variable. And the one key learning thing is arguments of a function, arguments of a function is also act like a local variable, act like a local variable. So let's say I have one function. Let's say let's say let's say if I will create another program, local variable 2, local variable 2, and let's say if I have one function def test, okay, and inside the def test, or let's say def sum, and inside this I am passing value, I am passing one value like x comma y, x comma y. Let's say I'm passing two values x comma y, and here what I'm trying is I'm printing these x and y value. I'm printing this x and y value. X is x, okay, and here I am printing y is space y, okay. I'm simply printing x and y. I'm simply printing x and y inside this function, and I'm calling this sum. I'm calling this sum, and I'm calling 10 comma 20. I'm calling 10 comma 20. So simply this is like the same old program we have. This is like the same old program we have. If I try to print this function, if I'm trying to call local variable 2, okay, if I'm trying to call this, then what it will print, it will print x is 10 and y is 20, x is 10 and y is 20, x is 10 and y is 20. Simple. So as I showed you, as I shows you here, that argument of a function is also act like a local variable. So these argument will also act like a local variable. So if I try to access these variable outside of the function, in that case also I will have that error. In that case also I will have that error. If I try to access the x from here, if I try to access the x from here, which is outside of this function, in that case also I will have the same error as we have in previous. So x is 10 will be print, y is 20 will be print when we are calling this function. But after that, if I'm trying to access the argument variable as well, at the time also I will have that error, because argument variable will also treat as a local variable. Argument of a function will also act as a local variable. Okay, so now you guys should be aware about what is local variable, what is local variable, what is local variable. Now it's time to discuss the global variable. Now it's time to discuss the global variable. So discussing okay uh, before discussing the global variable, here there's also one more thing. Like here we are trying x is equal to 10, or just treat this function as a test, otherwise you guys may confuse. Okay, so this is test, and I am printing. Let's comment this line. Now this line will not execute. Now this line will not execute. So here the output is local variable 2, local variable 2. So the output is simple, x is 10, y is 20. So even one can be number and other can be string. That's not a problem. One can be number, another will be string. That's not a problem. Now x is 10 and y is abc, that output will print. X is 10 and y is abc, that output will print. So there's no rule that if any one variable is numeric or integer type, then the second should be integer. No, any combination can be allowed, any combination will be allowed. Okay.